I think I sent it to y'all before. What's going on, everybody? Welcome. Good evening. Good evening. How you doing? As you can see, we have a full cast tonight. And of course, we don't upgrade it just a little bit. Some backgrounds changes a little bit. I'm a little red on mine, but that's all right. But reporting from front of Mercedes-Benz Stadium. How y'all doing? Miss Maggie T is up in here. And who's at the top left?
You setting up for the future already.
You already know who it is.
Oh, here he goes. What the problem is.
Oh, I see some upset people.
We got to talk about Julio Jones.
Don't scare the children, sir. Don't scare the children.
I know, right? It ain't Halloween yet.
Then who's right next to him?
Some people may call me the biggest A-white there's ever been in Atlanta Falcons niche. I guess I'm the monster, the big bad wolf, the mad scientist. Hey man, I guess my name is Mad Mike today, if I'm allowed to be Mad Mike.
All right, Mad Mike, who's next to him?
Yo, it's Twisted Torch TV back again. What's up to all the AFN crew, everybody that's in the chat? We live. On to the next one. Let's get it.
Who's below Kstlyz right there? Who is that?
It's the Twitch God. It's been a minute that I've been on here, but what's up, y'all? How y'all doing?
What's going on? And of course, right next to me.
They call me the calm before the storm, aka Juju on that beat. Or as Kstlyz will say, Juju to the bank.
That's
Juju,
right.
Juju talk sports. What's up, everybody?
Juju.
All right. Well, we're gonna go ahead and get into the meat because we about tired of it. So we're gonna just jump right on in because that's what everybody want to hear us talk about. We didn't do a live last night. We did a video, but we already knew that everybody was gonna be on here waiting on our reaction. What's good? Let's go ahead and shout out some people in the chat before we even get to that. Let's go ahead. I see Jamil McCall. What's up, Atlanta Nation? Georgia Red Clay. Okay, Georgia. All right, Joseph Thornton. I see Michael Walker. Robbie White. What's going on, Robbie? Tony Wright. Asia, what's up, girl? Space Spear, how you doing? William Amy. DJ, how y'all doing? Speed Falcons for Life. It's a lot of y'all, so of course I can't get to everybody, but we'll get to you when we get there. But Kstlyz, can we see your face, please?
Fuego.
Let's go. How you doing, Tony? How you doing? What's good?
What up, Tony?
Fuego, give Fuego some love.
What's good, Tony? Right?
That's right.
You sure they want to see my face?
Yes, Kstlyz. Lord. Oh my God. All right. So let's get on it. What the banners say, y'all? Did we even put up anything? We probably didn't do a thing.
Girl, stop being in producer mode live on the show.
I thought we had banners, but anyway, it's about Julio Jones. How about that? I thought we had a little banner to be all fancy, but I guess not because y'all ain't prepared. So let's go. What y'all think about it?
I'm gonna go. I want to go last because I have a lot to cover. I'm gonna be all over the place. I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna be for really real with everybody in here. I'm gonna be all over the place.
Let's start here. Let's start here. I'm gonna start it out. I'm gonna just say this. All right, we're gonna say this and kind of piggyback off of where I'm going. The first thing that I really want to talk about is one thing that have come out that I think a lot of people are a little bit in their feelings about, because it leads to a question for me personally, and I want everybody's thoughts on it. And this question is, why in the heck are you capping for Dan Quinn? Why are you, Julio Jones, are capping for Dan Quinn the way it is being reported? We're talking about, I mean, not even reported. We've seen what Julio said. Like, he's been behind Dan Quinn like no other. Like, he hasn't been behind Raheem Morris, Dirk Cutter. I don't think he's been behind Matt Ryan the way he's capped for Dan Quinn. And like, it's come out that Julio Jones, when the Falcons fired Dan Quinn, that's when the relationship went south. So why in the bloody, as my UK family may say, why in the bloody hell is Julio capping for Dan Quinn? So I guess we'll start with KSTYLZ and then we'll hit it twist.
All right. I actually got a couple pictures for this, so people can understand what is going on here. Let me repeat. Tennessee got Julio Jones. Falcons get the 2022 second rounder and 2023 fourth rounder. But the key thing is the Tennessee Titans got all of his salary. What does that mean? That means the draft class can finally get paid. I'm just saying it like this. Okay, he go to Tennessee. He's ended up in the same exact situation he just got traded from. When you actually look at it. Now, you got some people out here that's going to say, well, the Falcons lost this deal and they look stupid. And we got Fox Sports 1 painting this narrative like Julio was the victim of this trade, and ESPN talking about, well, the Falcons are stupid. I'm going to let y'all motherfuckers know. Hold on. Since we're supposed to be professional, let me calm my tone. I'm going to let y'all know. I'm going to get a lot of flack for this. But I feel like the Atlanta Falcons actually won this trade. Why? Because now that puts us on the bottom of the totem pole as far as the media. They already had us below average to suck. And with Julio gone, we definitely below average to suck in their eyes, which takes a lot of the pressure off the team. Now all the other players have to step up. But me personally, I don't give two fucks. That way. That's all I gotta say. That way. You better do like Quavo and them do in them videos. Bitch, that way. All right, I'm done.
Look, man, it's on me. Look, at the end of the day, Julio is Julio. He made his decision. He got to stick with it. He's going to a situation that he doesn't know what the outcome's going to be because their defense might be worse than ours. They have a chance to be worse than ours. And you're talking about Ryan Tannehill. Like, he's going based off of Derrick Henry running the ball 24/7. I don't know what he really can do, if we're being honest. Is he going to be able to do them back shoulder passes? Is he going to be able to throw on precision before Julio Jones gets off his cut? I don't see that. It's going to take some time. Hell, he had Corey Davis and A.J. Brown. He wasn't throwing them routes with them. So I don't know how that's going to be good with Julio. Now, going towards Mike's question with Dan Quinn and Julio fighting for Dan Quinn. I got to call a spade here. Dan Quinn let Julio do whatever Julio Jones wanted to do. Mm-hmm. The Falcons, at the end of the day, made sure certain situations with Julio didn't get out. If Julio didn't feel like practicing, he wasn't practicing. If Julio didn't feel like going to mini camp or OTAs, he didn't go. With Dan Quinn, he could do that. If he's not feeling like practicing, he could do that. No one shamed him as far as the fans, as far as the players. Everybody was cool with it. So that's one reason why with the Dan Quinn situation. This guy was a captain for us last year. We got to remember that. He was a captain. Right now, the way that situation played out, it don't look good to me personally. I understand the players are all shouting them out. That's one thing about Atlanta's organization. All the players here, like, we show love to the players that's gone. It's never no hatred, anything like that. They can feel a certain type of way, but they not going to say that. So he's going to a tough situation. Good luck to him. I went on my rant yesterday. I'm pretty much done with it based on how that situation went because he ain't finna say nothing to us, as you see. He got off the jet in blue already.
In blue already, in smiles.
Smiling. Limping. He was limping. He was limping with a check. He limping with a check. Ain't worried about nothing. He got exactly what he wanted. We really traded him to a place he wanted to go. You can't say nothing bad about us, man. You can't. Matt Ryan, he made his statement right after. Didn't second guess it or nothing. You saw how it looked. I know Julio's not gonna make no statement. Like my brother Michael Walker in the chat, he said Twister said we have talent. I did say that. We do got a lot of talent. I look forward to Matt Ryan spreading the ball around the field. And not having to focus on one player. Use your eyes, and he's good at that. So I'm not worried. And with Arthur Smith being the new offensive coordinator, he's going to help Matt Ryan's game just like Kyle Shanahan did. And Matt Ryan's going to also help his game because he knows people are already hunting for him. So that's a chip on his shoulder. I don't trust no QB with a chip on their shoulder after getting disrespected by their fans, the city, and the outside media. I feel sorry for these defenses that got to face Matt Ryan this year. That's all I'm going to say.
Who got it?
I want me to go.
Let's go to
y'all not gonna...
Go ahead. Yeah.
So I'm going to answer Mike's question. He says, why is Julio Jones captain for Dan Quinn? And personally, I think the whole issue with Dan Quinn being let go, Julio feeling a certain type of way about it, Twisted hit the nail on the head. Dan Quinn was a player's coach. And I told on my channel, I said this numerous times after we made the Super Bowl. The worst thing that ever happened to the Falcons in 2016 was get into that Super Bowl when nobody expected us to. Because in Dan Quinn's eyes, he looked at those players as championship players. He know that the coaching is what failed that team and that they deserve to win that championship. And in his head, he could never see any fault in those players that was on that championship roster that made it to the Super Bowl. That was our biggest issue. Him and Thomas Dimitroff. Like, we talk about the players that got paid. Mike always talks about Robert Alford. We talk about the Trufant, Deion Jones, all of the guys that were on that was a part of that core unit that got paid after they lost that Super Bowl. And you guys know I hate the New England Patriots. But one thing I love about Bill Belichick, he wants you to get the job done. The Falcons didn't get the job done in 2016. We didn't win the Super Bowl. And one thing about Bill Belichick, he keeps his foot on his players' neck. Like, he doesn't fall in love with players. And that's what pissed off Tom Brady. And that's why Tom Brady left. All Bill Belichick cares about is production. And that's the difference between a coach like him and a coach like Dan Quinn, who's a player's coach. A lot of the times when you have a player's coach, they can see no wrong. Even when there's drop off in your game, they're not going to criticize you. How many times do we see after games, Dan Quinn say the same exact thing after every single game? We're going to get it right. We're going to do better. But you never seen him bench a player. You never seen him cut a player after a game. And that was the main issue. And that's why we said that the regime that we had, the last regime that we had, it created a soft mentality on the team. And I feel like that was the biggest issue with the Dan Quinn being let go and why Julio felt a certain type of way. Because Julio, in Dan Quinn's eyes, Julio could do no wrong. Even when he would, run two plays and then take himself out of the game. He could do no wrong in Dan Quinn's eyes. Guys like Rico Allen, who we love. He was a player that Dan Quinn loved because he's the one who switched Rico Allen from a practice player, a practice squad player, cornerback to a safety. In Dan Quinn's eyes, those players could do no wrong. Even when we could see drop off in Rico Allen's game, we've seen once that injury, he wasn't the same player. The same thing with a guy like Keanu Neal. Look at all of the players that went over to Dallas. That's just going to show proof of what I'm saying. KZ's coming off an injury. We don't know what Devontae Kazee is going to be next season. He's over there with Dan Quinn. We've seen drop off in Keanu Neal's game. Where is he? Over there in Dallas with Dan Quinn. Because in Dan Quinn's eyes, those guys could do no wrong. And I really feel like that's the biggest issue with Dan Quinn and being a player's coach. You can't, like, this is a business. How many times we say this is a business? We can't just deal out contracts because of what a player has done in the past. Yeah, this team got us to the Super Bowl. They didn't win it. At the end of the day, as much as we want to say we should have a championship, shoulda, woulda, coulda. If that was Bill Belichick, when they didn't get the job done, somebody was getting cut. I'm just being real with you. Devontae Freeman missed that block in that game. Oh, you ain't getting that big contract because you didn't get the job done when the pressure was on. For those players I'm just being real with you. If you don't get the job done, hey, Bill Belichick do not care. He don't get in his feelings. He's not falling in love. He's not inviting you over for Christmas and Thanksgiving. He can care less about all of that. He cares about winning championships. And that's what I see the biggest problem with the last regime. And that's what I love about Arthur Smith. He's coming in here and saying, we want people that's going to compete. I don't care about your title. I don't care how much money you make. Everybody's going to practice. Everybody's going to do it my way or what? There's the door. And for Julio Jones, he told, and Terry Fontenot did the same thing. He pointed to the door. There's the door. If you don't like how this ship is running and you don't want to flow in the direction of the team, there's the door. I don't care how good of a player you are. At the end of the day, I can replace that production. But we need players that's going to do it my way. Because when you don't do it, if you don't have that structure of do it my way or the highway, then players get out of line. We've seen it in Pittsburgh. That's exactly what happened with Antonio Brown. He started getting out of line. Yeah, I'm being real. When you start letting star players do what they want to do, some other players are looking up to that star player. Trust me, Calvin Ridley is looking up to Julio Jones. So if you see Julio saying, I'm not practicing today, eventually, once he get that big contract, he's going to say that, have that same mentality. And I'm going to leave it at that.
Before we get to J-Rock, I need everybody in the chat right now. Everybody,
we skipped over me.
We need fire emojis, okay? Fire emojis. Everybody at fire, because Jude just blew this bitch all day. Everybody fire emojis right there. That right there, just absolute truth. All right, Miss Maggie, what you got?
No, you went to what's the name? Go ahead. I'll go last.
You sure?
Crazy.
Oh yeah, I'm fine.
Okay. Since Mike already started the whole chat thing, I was getting ready to get this started too. It's been a while. I did tell myself that I wasn't gonna whip it out until the season started, but I'm gonna need everybody to put the jacket emoji in because I'm about to talk.
All right. And then he took the jacket off and got off. Well, while he putting his jacket on, we'll give him a minute to get in.
He right here. Come on, man.
Hello.
Hey, look. I know prior to getting in here, I know StreamYard has not been liking me and it's been on my bad side, but they trying to shut me down. But I won't let them shut me down, all right?
That's right.
All right. I'm going to start with the Julio Jones trade. You hate to see it, especially hearing it coming out of his mouth. But we knew it had to be done. I'd rather it be done now than later, because if it wouldn't have been done quicker, then it would hurt us along the line. At the end of the day, Julio wanted out. I respect, him at least, speaking it up, because we already know how quiet he is. He doesn't talk a whole lot. So we don't really know what he really wants. But he spoke it that day when he was talking to Sharp on TV, whether he knew that he was live on TV or not. He spoke it. That's what was on his mind. At the end of the day, there's still no love lost. I'm still a fan of Julio. Wherever you go, I want him to be successful. Even though he's not playing with us, you hate to see it because we speak about this all the time. We wanted the same with Roddy. We wanted the same with Julio. We wanted him to play the rest of the season with Atlanta and retire. We don't want him to play for nobody else but Atlanta. Facts. So at the end of the day, he's still gonna, whatever he does in Tennessee, whether he fails or succeeds, at the end of the day, he's gonna be Atlanta Falcon Hall of Famer, regardless. He's not going to under no Tennessee, none of that, regardless. So, like I said, there's no love lost. Even though I bought that damn Julio Jones, that hoodie I bought, y'all know which one. I bought it like 2 months ago, man. And then it happens. It's life. That's all I gotta really say about that. I'm happy that he got to go somewhere. Maybe he wanted to go there or whatever. But let me talk about it for the team. Like, as far as I agree with KSTYLZ. We won the trade. If we're getting a second round, just to clear the cap, that's not a bad deal. So that's good. Other than that, I think we should be good. That's something that's already been taken care of now. That we can go ahead and sign the rookies and focus on. I know everybody's talking about, what we're gonna do with Foy Lucan. Shoot, now we got room to work on stuff like that. We got the money for it. We can actually look forward now. So I'm glad that's behind us now. I'm gonna start with this. This is something completely totally different. I've been seeing this all weekend. Prior to, matter of fact, at the same time of hearing Julio Jones is going to go somewhere else, I know a lot of people have been saying, Matt Ryan's not this and not that without Julio Jones. Atlanta's not going to be the same. I'm gonna drop some gems real quick for anybody new Atlanta Falcons fans, or whether you some OG Atlanta Falcons fans. Matt Ryan's been doing this for a long time. And I've always said, before there was a Julio Jones, there was a Roddy White. And his numbers never really changed. I want to say Matt Ryan's 4,000 yards each season probably started in 2011. Ever since then, he's never looked back. So he's been doing this for a while. And these two guys that I've named, Julio Jones and Roddy White, are our top, receiving leaders. So vice versa, you could say, Roddy White or Julio couldn't have done it without Matt Ryan, or, Matt Ryan could have done without Julio Jones or Roddy White. So at the end of the day, like you gotta think about this, you guys, like, for all the new fans that are just hopping on the bandwagon, because I know there's some Julio Jones fans and they're like, oh man, like, they're not going to be nothing without Julio. Matt Ryan's been doing this for a long time. He's going on year 14. Yeah, we had Roddy for 10 years and we had Julio for 10 years. So you got to think about the whole team aspect. Like, we're going to be just fine going into the season. We're going to be just fine. If not, hell, we're going to be a lot better, because then we won't really have to look at, oh, wait, where's number 11? No, there's going to be none of that no more. So y'all new fans gotta chill now. Like, some of us that have been around for a long time, we watched Matt Ryan progress every single season. Now that we have a offensive minded head coach, it's going to jail. Y'all just gonna have to give us some time. I know a lot of people saying, rebuild this and all that. No, we're at the point we're about to win now. We may not do like super excellent the first season, but it's progress. It takes a lot of time. But That's all I gotta say about that. I know a lot of people in the chat saying F Julio Jones. I'm like, look, at the end of the day, he's an Atlanta Falcon Hall of Famer. Let's not get too crazy.
Can't do nothing about that.
Everybody's upset.
But what does the Hall of Famer
Maggie T, go ahead, take it. Take it.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, twist it, and I'm gonna go ahead and jump in. You had something?
What does the Hall of Famer Tony G say? The one who's played with him.
Good question.
You know what I'll say about Matt Ryan?
Yeah, because it amazes me how many fans say that Matt Ryan's this, Matt Ryan's that, but you have a Hall of Famer that's been in the locker room with him, that's been able to win games with him, that's been able to have a chance to even go to the playoffs with him, say good things about him and say that he's a elite QB. So it's just amazing what people say.
So I forgot what game it was earlier this season, but it was a post game, before the game started. I don't know who he was playing, but Tony Gonzalez said out of his mouth, he was like, I only had like 2-3 years in me. But to Matt Ryan, I played a couple more seasons because of him. What does that tell you? That tells you a lot about him.
Mm-hmm. And I want to give a shout out to, because we didn't get a chance, everybody was saying their spills. Let's go back to the super chats. We didn't miss you. We put it up there, but of course we want to acknowledge you. Myron Jackson, thanks for the $5 super chat with the fire signs.
Appreciate it, homie.
As well as Georgia, Texas boy. Teams are going to start playing us soft without Julio, and we'll bite the bullet. Really Gage, Pitts, Hurt, Sharp, Davis, Patterson, Hawkins, pick your bullet. Okay. All right. And appreciate the $5 as well on that super chat. But everybody I'm in unison with everybody. It was a way it was handled that I disliked. We all know what time Shannon Sharp comes on that television. Anytime you pick up around a certain time, you got to know. I don't care if he thought that he was on commercial break, but Julio Jones knew. I think what it came down to was, like you said, it was the favoritism when we got our new regime. Julio Jones knew then, oh man, I ain't finna have my way no more. And then as soon as we drafted Kyle Pitts, somebody that can be versatile into a certain role, possibly, he might have felt his replacement was right there. Not saying that's going to be the case, people, but I think Julio Jones felt that, because I even said it from the beginning, nobody's safe with this regime. Everybody got to prove themselves. You got Arthur Smith out there telling these veterans, no, do it again. Start it over. Run that play back. You're not going to get your way this time. So you can't come in here and lollygag and play around and, okay, I'm just going to practice a little bit here, practice a little bit there. I'm just Julio Jones. You got Ridley now trying to get those yards. You know what I'm saying? You got other players that want to be in that competition. So you can't come in here half-assed if we trying to win now. Everybody got to be on point at this because we have talent, just like Twisted Torch TV said. We got talent. We're not the team that the record we was last season. I'm sorry. We had a lot more, but it's definitely came down to coaching and favoritism and everybody doing what they want. So now you get to see some players you probably not even heard names yet at this point. You're getting ready to see a lot of key players that's like, where this person come from? On defense, on offense, because everybody, especially with Dean Pease, OMG. I'm loving what he's got to say. So I ain't going to drag this too much longer because we don't have enough of this Julio Jones talk, but deuces, it is what it is.
Let me say this, and I don't know if Kevin got anything else to expand on, but let me say this. One thing that I want people to leave from this entire situation is that it's okay to say fuck somebody who don't want to be here. Like, if he doesn't want to be here, like, why should we, like, why should we hang on to the fact that what he did? Yeah, he did this for us, but like, if you turned your back, like this man, okay, I'm a Julio fan, okay? Make no mistake about it. If you follow me on Twitter, you know my feelings come out on Twitter, okay? if you follow me here, if you follow everybody here, you know our feelings come out. What really irritates me most about this, and I am going to say this to the death of me. Your fans love you. And you cannot say one word to the people who bought tickets, who came to see you, their daughters, their sons, their uncles, their aunts. Everybody came to see Julio, gave Julio love. They worship the ground that you walk on. And you can't say one damn word. You can't type out, "Thank you, Falcons fans." That's it. I don't need a whole damn speech. You can't tell me that you appreciate us. But we see your ass smiling when you get off a damn jet. You know how disrespectful that is to the fan, first and foremost.
I mean, the next day at that was just like, yeah, come on, go ahead and get my plane ticket. Let's go.
They worship Julio like Michael Vick fans worship Michael Vick. This man could, at least Michael Vick gave his fans some love before he left. This man ain't give nobody no love. Matt Ryan is still like Julio's, you know, he's one of the players that, you know, the most impact. He took a shot at Roddy saying that, and this man still ain't said nothing. He ain't said nothing about Matt Ryan. He ain't said nothing about Arthur Blank. He ain't thank Arthur Blank. He ain't thank the fans. This man just smiling. The first thing we see his ass, I'm out of here, and smiling his ass off on the damn jet, getting off the jet smiling. And you trying to tell me as a fan that I don't have a reason to be in my feelings? He took a dump on everybody. And you trying to tell me that we gotta kiss his behind? Man, come on, stop. Get out of here with that nonsense.
Like I said,
that's foul.
Like I said, I don't beg grown ass men to stay.
I was getting ready to say something similar.
Yeah, because you're gonna get a half-ass player when they don't want to be here. That's like any job. If you don't want to be there, you can't stand to be there. You ain't gonna perform to your best.
Right.
You know your paycheck's still gonna be there, but you ain't gonna put your all into it. So I don't want to have done Julio Jones.
I ain't even gonna lie to you. The thing that has me kind of like knowing Julio was with some bullshit or BS. I'm sorry, BS. Terry Fontenot, Arthur Smith haven't made a statement either. It took Arthur Blank making a statement for us to actually know something. That's foul. Yeah. Then a statement comes out basically saying that Julio was avoiding contact with Arthur Smith and Terry Fontenot. So he wasn't even trying to talk to the new regime and give them a chance to even see if we can work this out. Like it's so much deeper than this, and the way he's been hiding, like especially on social media, because he hasn't done nothing really to let us know anything. And then you come out the next day, you trade it on the jet. That's when we see you. That's foul, man. That's tough, bro.
Yeah.
I got a question for everybody.
We got to bite the bullet for that.
Yeah.
And I got something to add to that too. What Twister had to say.
Go ahead, man.
Oh, yeah, I can go ahead. We can go ahead and read this one. I was going to, ask the question after this.
Well, I was saying what it was asking. I'm answering that question too. But what Twister was saying that Arthur Smith and Terry had nothing to say. I feel like they're still trying to process everything at this point. So they have to gather their thoughts and get everything together because, of course, our eyes will be on them and they want to know what they have to say. And for them to be a regime that is very hush-hush about some things, they're going to have to calculate their speeches and stuff so like that. We're going to get a conference. Trust and believe. They just don't want to do it last minute and be like, give them what we normally get. They really have to sit down and think about this. I think we're going to get something from them, sooner or later. But go ahead.
Appreciate that, Maggie.
Mm-hmm. It said, Mark Daniel, $9.99 super chat, going through a culture change with Smith first year will be tough, but the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. That's right. That's right. We're not saying we are Super Bowl contenders at this point, but we have to start making those moves and get up out of these bad cap situations and bad contracts. We still got people on the damn debt. You know, we still paying people that ain't even here right about now.
That's wild.
Like, it's just ridiculous.
That's wild.
You're right.
We got to get out of this situation so we can move on from it.
Because remember, before all this process started, remember the main thing they said was we have to have a plan for the now, 5 years from now, and the future.
Hey, the other one funny, bro.
The awesome chat.
Yeah, he funny. I like this on Mark Daniel though. This is a dope one. I like this though.
You got
the
a
next one funny.
Titans fan.
Yeah, that was a funny one.
Chad Bagley, $4.99. Titans fan here. Future is bright for Falcons. Getting draft capital. Calvin Ridley and Arthur Smith is amazing. You know what? Thank you, sir. Thank you for giving us.
Well, everybody, hey, Kevin wanted to kind of give him an idea of what you're getting from Julio, like even the personalities, like what are the Tennessee Titans getting from Julio?
Well, from what I heard, what the GM said was the main emphasis that they put on Julio is his blocking. So you're gonna hey, I'm just saying that's what came out the report when he said that the one thing he loved about Julio is his blocking.
That's
like
crazy.
I said, but the thing is, you're going to get a definite talent, but the problem is we don't know if he's going to catch big plays and sit on the sideline for a couple plays, or is he actually going to be 100% healthy to play 80% of the snaps. But y'all get a playmaker.
Mm-hmm.
But the problem is now as Tennessee Titans fans, you have to look at it now with getting Julio. Is the coaching staff still going to stick with what got him there, or are they going to readjust their offense and make it more pass happy? Because like I said, when you get a superstar talent like Julio Jones, sometimes teams tend to go away from what
that. They start with that new toy.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So it could be, like I said, you could get you got two wide receivers to where you have to double team both, and a running back that you probably have to put 9 in the box.
Yeah.
The only thing I would be worried about as Tennessee Titans fan is this going to change the identity of the team. And you have to remember, now that you're taking all of Julio Jones's guaranteed money, remember
that's what I want to do. So.
Remember, AJ Brown's coming up for a contract in a year or two. Derrick Henry going to be looking for an extension in a couple years. And is that money that Julio going to destroy that opportunity? Because now we basically just switched cap situations from us being in the cap situation to now y'all got the cap situation.
I was just going to say they got a hell of a cap now. They got a hell of a cap. So there you go. Thank you.
Yeah, there you go. But the thing is, it's a win now move. But the problem is it doesn't make you 10 times better. Like people are already proclaiming Tennessee to be Super Bowl favorites this year. I like I said, that's the problem. You don't go too far with a move like that.
And I want to get on this Quaden comment. Talking about we weren't talking about that when Julio Jones was here because we thought that Julio Jones wanted to be here. But when we find out that Julio Jones doesn't, it's next man up. Bye-bye.
Hold on. This is the dude from the last show. This is the dude from the last show that was mad at us because we wasn't mad about Julio not wanting to be here.
Thank you for coming back.
We appreciate you coming back, homie.
Yeah, I didn't catch him. But yes, our tune changed. Because Julio Jones just disappointed the whole entire Atlanta Falcons.
He gone.
He gone.
Hold on, Miss Maggie. I'm gonna say this. My tune hasn't changed. I'm still singing the same tune. Hey, look, this is my thing with Julio going to Tennessee. You just made a lateral move. You say you want to win now. It was the same thing that JJ Watt did. I want to lead the Texans. I want to win now. You go to the Arizona Cardinals. And everybody everybody basically stated he capping. He wants that money. It's the same thing with Julio Jones. Exactly. This man wants a new contract. And what Kstlyz was just saying, I want to piggyback on. He's going to the Tennessee Titans. And I'm going to tell you right now, they're not changing their identity. Derrick Henry is the number one guy over there. That's Derrick Henry's team. It's not Ryan Tannehill's team. That's Derrick Henry's team. He just rushed for 2,000 yards. So Julio is going over there to be a wingman. Just like people criticize my man LeBron when he went over to South Beach, and that was Dwayne Wade's team, that he's going to Derrick Henry's team. So at the end of the day, they're not changing what they do. They're not changing their identity because their head coach is Mike Vrabel. Mike Vrabel believes in running the football. He believes in hard-nosed football. He played with the New England Patriots as a linebacker. So they're going to be a run-first team, which means Julio Jones' numbers are going to go down. So he's not going to get that contract that he's chasing. He wants another big contract, but he's not going to get it in Tennessee because they have to pay A.J. Brown. They have to continue to pay Derrick Henry, which means he's going to be blocking, as Kstlyz just mentioned. He's going to be doing a lot of blocking. He's not going to be catching a lot of passes. Ryan Tannehill is not the quarterback that Matt Ryan is. Go look at Ryan Tannehill's numbers. Matt Ryan religiously throws for over 4,000 yards. That's not Ryan Tannehill. Definitely. So he's basically going to a worse situation.
They just gave him a lot of money too, Ryan Tannehill, over Derrick Henry, just to put that out there.
Exactly. He's going to a worse situation. So basically, we don't even have to speculate. I'm telling you.
It makes you think, did Julio Jones really want to go there, or was this a Arthur Smith in their move? Like, we're going to put you where we feel like you need to go so we can get the best situation about it.
I want to say something on this. I think it was the AJ Brown DM message that made him want to go over there. Remember, I did say he sounded like a side chick. but
Julio, he just want to be loved. Julio don't give a damn about no football right now. He just want to be loved. He want to be touched.
But for real though, like I said, y'all going to get a good wide receiver. Now, let's see. Now Tannehill has to balance. Okay, I got to get him this ball. I got to give AJ Brown the ball. But I got this UPS truck behind me.
That's gonna get the ball.
That's tough.
That's going to get the ball about 30 times. So, and then this is another thing that I see about how a lot of players like playing with each other. I know basketball is a little different because players tend to share, and then you ain't got that many people to deal with. Football is a different animal when it comes to people wanting to play with each other because egos really
can handle all of that. Do you have a quarterback that can handle all those like strong person? Julio is not one of those guys you can push over and say, guess what? Julio not gonna get the ball. Julio, he might not say it, but you're gonna see it in his attitude. You're gonna see it in the way he's going. Like you remember that game against Carolina? He was like, "Man, look, I'm just have to." Like he got he didn't have a catch in like the first 3 quarters, and then it's like towards the end of the game, he's like, "Hey man, I just got to run with the offense." Like Julio was pissed off, so it's like now he got AJ. Like AJ, he all cool with it now because he got his idol. Like he got his idol. He got a guy that he patting his game at the but when he not getting those receptions and Derrick Henry is feeling it and he got like 200 yards in the first half. It's like you think those receivers gonna want to block all day? Hell no. Ain't no way in bloody hell they gonna want to block. Those receivers gonna want their money and they gonna want those targets. So all of this nonsense about you got this, but I'm not sure. I'm not certain that Tannehill has the mental fortitude to be able to handle those 3 dominant personalities. Because, like I said, if Julio Jones, if this dude ain't happy with being one of the greatest receivers of all time and playing with one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time, and he's always the center of everything that we do when we hire defensive coordinators, when we hire offensive coaches. if he's always the center. If Julio still ain't happy with that, what makes you think? What makes you think that you're going to be able to handle him in Tennessee?
All right.
Hold on.
What you got? What you got?
My only question is, how is he gonna get a lot of targets if he gonna be blocking and going out on plays? Like, what he gonna get like 5 targets a game? I just can't see that. That don't make sense to me. I don't know about that, man. That's how I know we won the trade, because I don't see how they gonna actually utilize Julio Jones like we did.
And Titan Anderson, I'm gonna put my email in the chat. Email me if you want one of the guys on the show. Someone requesting y'all to be on the show, but let's get to this super chat before we get into some more. Christian Bramwell, Bucks fan from Tampa and lived in the A, love the Hawks and Magic. Who's the worst of these guys? Tannehill, Ryan, or Stafford? I'm gonna put my email in while y'all answering.
And love the Hawks and Magic. Who's the worst of the guys?
I guess I'm confused why he put Stafford in the conversation.
Look, I'm gonna answer for that $5. Hey, Tannehill the worst out of them guys, dog. That's all you need to know. That's all you need to know, dog. All you need to know is Ryan Tannehill is the worst.
Period.
I would go Matt Ryan, Stafford, and then Tannehill.
Easy.
Yeah.
Easy.
Yeah.
Just look at the stats. Follow the stats. As Mike always say, follow the money. Go look at their stats. Go look at their stat line. A lot of people sleep on Matthew Stafford, and a whole bunch of people sleep on Matt Ryan, who's a first ballot Hall of Famer at this point. Ryan Tannehill, he got a lot of work to do. He's not guaranteed to even sniff the Hall of Fame. Everybody's saying he's better than Matt Ryan. So let's go look at the stats, but we appreciate the $5 super chat. But easy, Matt Ryan, Stafford, Ryan Tannehill. Ryan Tannehill got huge shoes to fill, though. Now that he has Julio Jones, what a lot of people don't realize is how much pressure, and that's what Mike was just talking about. He's going to be under immense pressure, because when they put all of that talent around you, now you have to prove that you're worth the money. They gave Ryan Tannehill a new contract. Arthur Smith is gone. There's no more safety net for a guy like Ryan Tannehill. You got all of the weapons in the world, arguably the best running back in the game, arguably the best wide receiver in the game, and arguably one of the best number 2s in the game, AJ Brown. So he has no excuse not to get the job done at this point. So all the pressure right now is on Ryan Tannehill's shoulders. So all I got to tell him is good luck.
Good luck.
People think they can beat Matt Ryan until they get that pressure, boy. We gonna see what he do this year.
Let me see. And the issue that I'm looking at here too as well is who's going to be the tight ends on this team for Tennessee, because from what I'm looking at, the targets between the 2 wide receivers they had last year, they had 198 targets. But if you put in the tight ends that he was throwing to in the slot receivers and Derrick Henry, that's about 300. That's about 250 to 300 targets. Jonnu Smith is up in New England now. So Tannehill loves throwing down the middle of the field. That's what this Arthur Smith offense is to control the middle of the field. But what is that? What is Master Blaster? I like that name, Master Blaster. That sounds like a 90s cartoon.
I love Julio, but if you don't want to be here, then see we gonna be all right. Go Falcons. Yeah.
Right.
That's the thing. It's like what else can we do at this point? If you don't want to be here, he's gone. That's it. That's the end of that era. 10 years of your best years, but next man up at this point. Let's see who's got it.
Damn, boy.
You had a question, J-Rock?
I'm just looking at these crazy comments. I'm not going to entertain it. I'm not.
When is he taking the physical? I don't know. I'm not going to follow that anymore. I don't know when he's taking his physical.
Yeah,
he showed big grin and he got to take his physical.
Hey, like I said, Julio now. Look, Julio as of right now is
that way.
That way. He's over there. He's over there with the Smithers regime. That's a Smithers regime guy now. So we have to focus on the guys that we got here. And what I would say is only going to make this team better because now everybody has a chip on the shoulder because they feel like Julio Jones had betrayed them, had turned on them. And I'm about to ask y'all a question. When I said the GM said something about Julio's blocking, did that sound familiar to you? I'm gonna ask y'all. Did that sound?
That sounds like Kyle Shanahan to me.
Shanahan to Roddy White.
Yeah.
Damn, that did sound like Shanahan. Oh my God.
I like that.
That's crazy.
Is time for the Ridley Pitts era. Boom. Well, we'll see. But that'd be great though. If that come out and they jail great.
No, it's not the Pitts and Ridley era no more. It is the run the damn ball era. Do you see this in the back? Do you see Michael Turner right here? We going back to that. That's what this team needs.
We got a super chat. Let me put that up. Super chat up in here. Where it go? Christian. Okay, Brandon Will again. $2.99. Rank off these offenses for 2021 Falcons, Titans, Saints, Rams. What are you trying to get us to do? He's giving us all these scenarios to compare and contrast.
The Rams did last.
Yeah. It's gonna be Falcons, Titans, Saints, Rams. Easily in the exact order he put it. The Saints they're gonna be, building the first at least 5 or 6 games with Jameis Winston.
I think they need to reverse the Rams and the Saints, possibly, because Drew Brees is there. So without Drew Brees, I don't see I think he had it right. Falcons. I think he reversed the Ram and the Saints. I think the Saints are gonna have a worse offense.
They still got AK though.
Yeah, but I just believe in Sean. I'm a Sean McVay. I'm a Sean McVay believer. I think Sean McVay is a better play caller at this point than Sean Payton. And we all know that Slant Thomas last year, he looked like he was a little bit on the decline last year with an injury. So
quiet.
We can't talk about him. I can't talk about him. He ain't had no catches in a playoff game. That's disrespectful.
That was like he was quiet.
And let's not forget Matthew Stafford now is the quarterback for the Rams, so he can push the ball down the field more than a guy like they had in. I forget his name. Now he in Detroit, their former quarterback. Who just average.
Oh, you
Jared
talking about
Goff?
that?
There you go, Jared Goff.
They got 2 good receivers though, Kupp and Woods.
Right.
They shifty receivers.
Good.
I'm about to say that.
That's what I said. I'm just saying good. Yeah, they regular smugglers.
Oh, so his name was Jared Goff. I just called him garbage, but okay, Jared Goff. Yeah.
He with the Lions now. Tragic. Damn, he got throw to my homie. God, oh man. Dang,
Hey, listen.
man.
I got a for really real question for everybody. Whenever Julio Jones comes back in this building, whether he's at the stand, getting ready to go to the Hall of Fame or whatever, or he's either in uniform.
I already know where you're going before. Let me stop you right here. All right, before let me just stop you. If he's coming here,
I want to hear the whole question.
I already know. Finish it. I don't know where he's going with it. Go, Gerald.
Somebody already said something in the chat already. They already know what they already knew. They already knew I was going with it.
He said he gonna get booed.
Go ahead.
Right.
If he returns in this building, whether he's going to the Hall of Fame or he's in another uniform, do we boo him or do we cheer him? What do y'all think? Let's be honest. This is a for really real question.
It depends on what happens in the next couple of weeks. I need him to make a statement. I need him to at least address the fans because I love Julio Jones. I'm,
I don't give a damn.
I know you don't give a damn, but I still respect the player and what he's done for this franchise.
None he done did. So, all that shit goes out of the window because all that was fake love from the very beginning. It's his true heart and his true personality shine through. It's like for me, and I apologize, Maggie, but it's like once you show me who you really are.
Oh, I was gonna make a comment. I was gonna say, what if he doesn't retire and go to the Hall of Fame as a Falcon? Just because of this.
Who?
Wait. That comment is going to be an answer to your question. Somebody.
Wait. Put it up.
Put on that comment.
What comment?
I can't put it up right now.
Which one?
It's Zero Chill. He said, "Oh no, I'm out of there." To answer your question.
Yeah. So I wouldn't say he's gonna be necessarily booed, but if you're talking about a situation to where if he's gonna look to retire or go to a Hall of Fame and he doesn't go in as a Falcon, then that's gonna be a whole story. Oh, that's gonna be a story right there for your ass.
He come here preseason matchup week 1.
He ain't gonna play.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, he ain't gonna play. I wonder if he come though. I wonder if he show up.
He won't be in the building for that.
He ain't gonna be in the building.
I think it depends on what we're doing as a Falcon because if we're winning, then people will be more inclined to forgive what he's done. Like if we're winning, we don't. You know what I'm saying? Like we're not missing him. We got KP and he's balling. It's like we have no reason to say anything negative about Julio if Ridley is doing this thing and KP doing this. Like that. I mean, it's pretty much similar to what how Roddy White like they felt the need to get rid of Roddy White at that time because we already had a Julio Jones to kind of lessen that blow. So like the organization was like, okay, this is the perfect time to get rid of Roddy. And that's the same thing for Julio Jones. Like if we're winning, if we're miserable and Matt Ryan just goes into this deep decline because of Julio and him going to Tennessee, then people gonna boo the living hell out of him. You know what I'm saying? I think people gonna boo the living hell out of him. But if we're winning, people are not. They're not gonna care. They're not gonna care.
I mean, I think it's gonna be mixed. I think it's just gonna be mixed reactions. Some people gonna show love. Some people gonna do the whole Vic split jersey thing. You know how a fan base get. So it's gonna be one of those situations. You're gonna be seeing a whole bunch of 11s, half and half, because I'm a Julio Jones fan. Let's get to this $5 super chat too. Noel Tyndall, preseason week 1 matchup. Remember,
he ain't gonna show up.
I don't think he's gonna be there.
He ain't gonna be in no preseason.
Like I said, he
gonna be in Las Vegas. That man gonna be in Las Vegas. That man ain't coming here.
That dude Julio Jones gonna be at Buckhead somewhere, hanging out with 2 Chainz. He ain't gonna be in that stadium, bro.
He got another team that's finna kiss his behind.
Right.
Ain't nothing but a little bit of straightening. Let's just move on to our new talent, man. This is my last time talking about Julio Jones.
This is the episode of this mess. No more of Julio Jones. Now if he do some kind of speech, I'll make a little video about it. But other than that, we done. Let's move on. New regime, new players. We can sign our rookie class now. So let's go.
Exactly. Hey, and my question is, my bad. My question is to some of the Falcon fans that are mad over the Julio thing. I wonder what the percentage of them gonna turn to Tennessee, because remember, ATL cleanse. That's what they're doing. They're cleansing all of the bullshit fans and energy. There's gonna be a whole bunch of people jumping ship to Tennessee. I already see it coming.
Mm-hmm. I got a question for y'all too, though. Can y'all hear me?
Mm-hmm. Oh, I'll
go. Mike already discussed this. Me and him discussed this sadly, but I want to ask the rest of the panel. With Dean Pease being in the fold, do y'all see Deion Jones being a top 3 linebacker this year?
He already top 3. I think I talked a little bit about it. He already top 3, man. He already top 3, man. Hey, look. The NFL is all about what have you done for me lately. In 2016, Twisted Torch talked about it, and you talked about it on your show, Twisted. In 2016, everybody was singing Deion Jones' praises. That's when Brian Urlacher came out and basically said he a bad mother, shut your mouth. That that dude, that Deion Jones is serious.
Shut your mouth.
And then after that, Devin White came out and everybody forgot about Deion Jones because we had 3 losing seasons. Everybody's like, what happened to Deion Jones? Deion Jones is still shutting down. Christian McCaffrey, he's still shutting down. Alvin Kamara. Last year, he led the team in sacks as a linebacker. Ain't nothing changed with a Deion Jones. Deion Jones is Deion Jones. It's just like Bobby Wagner. Even though the Seahawks defense suck now because there's no Legion of Boom, Bobby Wagner is Bobby Wagner. Same thing about Deion Jones. He a baller. So he's already top 3 because the league is based off of being able to cover. And Deion Jones is the best, the number 1 coverage linebacker in the game, hands down. He's the fastest linebacker in the game. Everybody want to talk about Devin White. Everybody want to talk about those Buccaneer linebackers. Our linebackers are better than the Buccaneers. Our team just sucked last year, point blank in the period. Once we get back to winning games, and that's what Mike was just talking about. Once we get back to winning games, our players will get their praise. So this Julio Jones issue with him leaving, that's going to be good for Matt Ryan because that's going to put the spotlight. All those people that saying Julio Jones made Matt Ryan, where there's no more Julio Jones. So when Matt Ryan starts balling, don't start crying and talking about, but now he got Kyle Pitt. He got Calvin Ridley. He got this one. He got that.
My thing about that, Jew, I'm gonna add to that. Everybody was like, "Oh, Julio Jones." Matt Ryan ain't gonna be nothing without Julio Jones. But guess what? We still had a ball game without Julio Jones on the field each and every time. So I think we're gonna be all right.
Easily.
Just like I said earlier, we're gonna be just fine.
They're always gonna move the goalposts. They're always gonna move the goalposts for Matt Ryan. Once he win the Super Bowl, they're gonna say, "Well, Matt Ryan can't win 2. He can't win 3. He can't win." It's always gonna be a move the goalposts at the end of the day.
Talk to him.
Do you think? And this is a question for everybody in the chat. Also, do you think there's a narrative like? I think I know everyone's opinion and thoughts on it, but like I said, I want everybody's thoughts on it, even the people in the chat. But do you think there's some narrative like Matt Ryan is on pace to destroy this, like every record, the touchdowns, the passing yards, like the completion percentage, like he's already tied Peyton Manning as far as like the completion percentage is concerned. Every like having like 10 straight years with 63 plus completion percentage. Do you think there's a narrative to pretty much deny Matt Ryan from breaking a lot of NFL records?
J-Rod, I want you to go and hit that one up. Well, what you got on that?
That's a good question, Mike. That's a really good question. As far as denying, like break it down for me. Like it's like give me an example.
Just all like we're talking about, because when you look at records, like we see right now that Peyton Manning is the god of all quarterback records. Like this dude holds all the records, and right now we're talking about as far as like comebacks, Tom Brady is he's the top. He's the top guy when it comes to the comebacks and whatnot. But Matt Ryan is creeping up. He's creeping up also. You have Brett Favre. You have Drew Brees. All those guys are on pace. Matt Ryan is on pace to break all of those guys' record. So when you look at the NFL and you see that they are they really go hard on marketing these guys. So when you have a guy like a Matt Ryan that is close and he's right there, he's gonna break him. If he continues to stay healthy, he's gonna break those records. Do you think, because they can't say that Tom Brady is the greatest if he doesn't have all the records? Matt Ryan is going to have those records. So you think there's like a quote unquote coup to kind of stop him from getting those records, like making a guy like Julio Jones, because they don't want him, that right now they're trying to say the Falcons need to rebuild and get rid of Julio, get rid of everybody. Why are they going so hard to do that? Why are they going? And for me, I think that's one of the reasons, because they don't want Matt Ryan to break those records. They don't want the Falcons to even have anything.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. They don't want any, they don't want any player from Atlanta to have those type of stats. I do think that Matt Ryan's stats are being ignored a lot. Everything. Now that you brought that to my attention, that he passed Eli and he's on the verge of passing Peyton Manning and all that stuff. I do think stuff like that is getting ignored, and that's what I hate about the media when it comes to talking about Atlanta Falcons, because y'all really completely ignoring the whole thing, because every time everybody or somebody mentions Matt Ryan, they just mention the Super Bowl, but they're not mentioning everything that he did coming into the league. I mentioned this earlier. Ever since 2011, he hasn't looked back. It's been a 4,000-yard season for about 10 seasons straight. Nobody's mentioned that at all. And look at the freaking passer rating. It's above charts right now. And he's doing this with lost seasons and
without a defense.
Without a defense. Hell, you can even throw in without an offensive line. His offensive line hasn't been the same since we lost Mud Duck and the rest. So
you know what?
I'm like, y'all can't do that to him. So he's just gonna prove people wrong, and the more stats he put up, it's gonna be. Just think about this. It's gonna be 10 years from now, right? Say if this was a scenario, Matt Ryan retires. We all know, blah, 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 blah. Everybody gonna be talking about these new gen quarterbacks. It's 10 years from now. Everybody's gonna be talking about, I don't know, Zach Wilson did this and Trevor Lawrence did this. And somebody gonna pull out a book and they be like, oh, snap.
Yeah.
I know that Matt Ryan did this about a couple of years ago. Oh, he also did this in this year too. And then this year and this year and this year. It's going to surprise a lot of people. But I do, if that answered your question, Mike, I do think everything that Matt Ryan does to this point, and ever since he came in this league, has been ignored.
Hey, Jay, they know
there was go ahead.
No, I was gonna say they know. They just choose not to look at it. They know who leading his stats. They know the Falcons' offense be top 10 every year he's there. They choosing to do that. And they only want to bring up negativity. They don't bring up all these receivers. They got contracts off of him. All these coaches, they got contracts off of him. You can't tell me that. Even the players that do commentating, they say Matt Ryan is something. That just it be baffling me, man. I be.
It's just real quiet. It's real quiet. It doesn't get praised as every other quarterback get praised. Even when the quarterbacks that get talked about a lot on the media now, even a terrible game or a terrible season, they still get talked about. Prime example, Aaron Rodgers, when he had that terrible season, y'all still talking about this man and his numbers and this and that. And then all of a sudden now he's getting traded. Now that y'all, I just hate it. I'm
gonna say this. I'm gonna add to that, and it's gonna pretty much answer the question. CBS. I don't know anybody seen that article that CBS put out. Man. The problem is the media in Atlanta, period. We don't have a positive place that we can go for Falcons content. That's why we try to change the narrative and we try to bring it out here. But the article that CBS came out with was basically, we failed because Matt Ryan wasn't a part of that trade. And it was just a whole biased, opinionated article that they're so proud to put out there. Aren't we in Atlanta at this point? This is Atlanta, right? Why can't I go to the AJC? Why can't I go to 92, whatever, and get something positive and reassuring about this? Hey, fans, it's okay. We're going to be all right. We got all these other players. Y'all still trying to bash us. So guess what? Those fans feed into that. Oh, it's Matt Ryan's fault. It's all these other players' fault. It's this is Terry. It's Arthur. It's Arthur Blank. Right. Because we don't have nothing positive. So people are cheap, basically. They fall for those hashtags. They fall for those where you click on the clickbaits and all that, and they run with it. Oh yeah, I heard. A lot of times they're not even checking the source from what they get in this news from. So that's why this rumor mill went all out of whack, because everybody got some type of narrative. Oh, Julio Jones didn't want to play with Matt Ryan. Julio Jones didn't want to do this. Julio Jones, you know what I'm saying? Like, did y'all hear it from the horse's mouth that he said this? They are creating the narrative for us, and it's been like that for years. Honestly, that's why I don't even cut on the radio stations or do any of that, because I'm sorry, it's just too negative for me.
I like that, Maggie. I like that, Maggie. They don't have nothing positive to say about this team. They don't never say about, like, all right, well, this is what we look forward to. Give the fans some hope. And that's why I be looking at these comments, and I be saying, not the comments for this chat. Y'all the real fans. I appreciate y'all. But on social media, I just look at their comments. I be like, dang, how y'all going to say we're going to go 5-11? How y'all gonna say we're gonna go 4-4? And like, how do y'all already have that in mind and y'all haven't got the training camp yet? That tells me they're listening to somebody and they're not getting a good message to say, well, damn, we got other people. We got Russell Gage that just got 800 yards. We got Zacchaeus that is a deep threat. We just drafted a receiver, but they're not going to tell you that. Oh, they let Julio go. That was the only player they had. He was the only reason we watched the Falcons. No, that's not the only reason you watch a team. It's a team game. He is one person. He is a GOAT. I am not lying, but he is one person, a part of a team. You watch them as a team. How do you know the defense is suspect? You watch the whole game. You didn't just watch offense. So this
is a good. Drew always know. He knows why I always say this. You and Kevin can kind of pick this one up, but y'all know y'all already know what I say when it comes down to stats. Like, are we going to ever see another talent like Julio Jones? Can we replace a Julio Jones? Hell no. We're never going to be able to replace a Julio Jones. But y'all already know how you can replace you can't replace a player, but you can replace the number. So, like, what do you guys think? Where the Falcons should go as it pertains to the offense, and how should they focus on? Should they, look at the team? It's like, should we, kind of go completely away from what Atlanta, the offense used to be, or should we just just make a whole new different style of offense?
I'll say this. As far as the offense goes, to answer your question, Mike, I think we need to become more of a run first offense, just like we saw in Tennessee with the four-headed monster that we're going to have in the backfield. And then I say use Calvin Ridley's strength to go over the top and to take the top off the defense on the play action passes on those deep ends. Same routes that Julio Jones ran is the same thing. There you go. Kstlyz already put it up. That's what I say. That's what I said. Physical football. Tell them again, Kstlyz. Go ahead and say it.
For the people in the back. Run the damn ball.
There you go. That's it.
You know what? Someone took our slogan. Did y'all see that?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Someone said it. Oh, on another
I
team.
didn't.
Yeah, some Tennessee Titans guys. They took out some. No, it was the Cowboys. The Cowboys was like, yeah, that came out of nowhere. And I know I got plenty of Cowboys friends, and they ain't never said run the damn ball. And all of a sudden, we see it on their website that they saying run the damn ball. So if everybody knows,
So if y'all go hashtag it, please put AFN in there. AFN run the damn ball. We need a patent that.
damn ball.
Remember, we're going to change it to BAWL. We changed it that way.
I like that one.
BAWL. Ball.
Wow.
So y'all know where y'all heard this from. But
So that what you got, Kstlyz?
But I wanted to kind of get back on the narrative point that you was trying to ask as far as what is the narrative that they're speaking. Let's be real. Matt Ryan is not the guy that they're promoting because he's not the guy that's selling.
Yeah.
Like when you're talking about guys in the NFL that people are putting on a pedestal, remember these are guys that they are advertising. You know, you got Aaron Rodgers with the State Farm commercials and Subway. You got Drew Brees with NyQuil. But sometimes his arm puts our asses to sleep every time we see him throw the ball. But
Pat Mahomes with State Farm.
Pat Mahomes, State Farm. Tom Brady, he got T-Mobile commercials. You know, he got that Robert Kraft money. See, and when you put Matt Ryan against when you put Matt Ryan against those guys in a public eye, he's boring. He's lame as hell compared to them. That's the narrative that they want to push. So that's why nobody.
Matt Ryan
really
is just go to work, do his job, and get the fuck on. That's who Matt Ryan is.
They say he good at telling jokes though.
Yeah.
You said what?
Hey, I'm gonna keep.
They say he's good at telling jokes though. Like you'll hear some of the players, they'll be like, Matt Ryan be saying some funny jokes.
See, but that's the thing. That's the stuff that they're going to push out. See, like I said, we don't know Matt Ryan's personality outside of calling plays in the huddle. See, a lot of the other guys, we know what type of personalities they have. So when you have a guy that's not willing to put themselves out there commercially wise like Matt Ryan, see, now all your accomplishments get overlooked regardless. Because you have to remember in that 2008 draft, they was already shitting on him before he took the first snap. And I'm talking about Atlanta fans.
Yeah.
Because remember, Michael Vick sold the tickets. The AJC sold newspapers because they wanted to see Michael Vick on that cover. He gave them a story every time. See, Matt Ryan doesn't get the only story you got on Matt Ryan is 28-3. What else do you have on him?
Exactly, Kstlyz. That's where I was going. You just hit the nail on the head, Kstlyz. You just brought it home. That's what I was going back to. To answer my question, that's the big deal with Matt Ryan. We put too much weight on winning Super Bowls. That's my biggest issue with the NFL. That's my biggest issue with the fan base. And I thought that's where Mike was going when he said, you already know. I thought he was going to talk about, we always say, and Mike always say this, you go check his videos out, Mad Mike Sports, hit that subscribe button. He always talks about winning Super Bowl takes a team. It's not one man. But if you look at the guys that have won Super Bowls, Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady, what did they say after Tom Brady won a Super Bowl? After the Bucs defense prevented the Kansas City Chiefs from scoring a touchdown in the Super Bowl. Who got the MVP? Tom Brady. And all you heard was Tom Brady this, Tom Brady to go, Tom Brady that, Tom Brady this. That's the same thing when it goes with quarterbacks. Until Matt Ryan gets a Super Bowl, he's never going to get the praise he deserves. So that's why I keep talking about that 28-3, that Super Bowl continues to haunt the Falcons fan base until we get back and make it right and win a Super Bowl. Matt Ryan's always going to be criticized because he doesn't have that illustrious championship. You see how many NFC championships Aaron Rodgers then lost. This man ain't been back to the Super Bowl since he won one. And when was that? That was over a decade ago that Aaron Rodgers won a Super Bowl. But he doesn't get criticized. Yeah, but he doesn't get criticized as not being clutch. He doesn't get criticized. It's always somebody else's fault. When Aaron Rodgers loses in the playoffs, what do they say? He doesn't have enough around him. It's never Aaron Rodgers didn't do it. He didn't.
It's the defense fault.
Exactly. It's always somebody else's fault. So until Matt Ryan gets that Super Bowl, I really don't think that the media is ever going to pay their respects. As we always talk about, once a team win a championship, you never can take that from them. And that's why I was so pissed off with Kyle Shanahan in 2016 for blowing that Super Bowl. Because if the Falcons would have got that Super Bowl, you can never take that away from us. You can never take that away from a guy like Matt Ryan. And another thing you can't take away, and that's why me and Mad Mike, when we here at AFN, we always bring it up, is his stats. All of you hear from the haters when it comes to Matt Ryan is Stat Ryan. Why do they call him Stat Ryan? Because we can't fall back on he has a Super Bowl championship, so they don't want us to fall back on his stats. But stats are what makes you a Hall of Famer. That's what makes you a Hall of Famer. T.O. don't have a ring. Randy Moss don't have a ring. It's a lot of these guys. Dan Marino doesn't have a ring. Jim Kelly doesn't have a ring.
Jim Kelly lost 4 straight Super Bowls.
Exactly.
Do you hear a lot of shit about it? Like I said, I think if Matt Ryan wins one Super Bowl, I think they're going to still criticize him because he doesn't sell. That's what we're going back to. It's about selling the product.
I agree with you. He's still going to get criticized, but I think he'll get less criticism because you can't take nothing. When he hold that Lombardi up in front of everybody's face, it ain't much you can say but call that man a champion.
And he got the stats to back it up. So what they say
and
now?
he got the stats to back it up, and he got an MVP trophy to back it up.
What they say now?
He got so much. All he missing is that Super Bowl ring. He's won every other trophy. All he got to do is get that Super Bowl ring, get that monkey off his back, and then they can't say nothing.
Hey, Jude, quick question. Was Matt Ryan top 5 in passer rating in the Super Bowl?
Oh,
Matt Ryan's numbers is top every year, man. He's top 5 almost every year in passing. They just continue to hate on this man. That's why they're gonna continue to call him Stat Ryan, and that's dumb because stats are what puts you in the Hall of Fame. Stats are what makes you great. If we're gonna take stats away from guys, then Drew Brees is nothing. Because all they ever talk about is he has all of these passing yards. That's all we talk about. Peyton Manning, passing yards. Before Peyton Manning had any Super Bowls, all he had was what? Passing yards, touchdowns, passer rating. That's what we go by. That's all we can go by. The stats, the facts, and the truth. That's all we can go by. But people want to talk about their feeling. He's boring to watch. That's your feeling. The man's numbers is the man's numbers at the end of the day. He's producing. He's getting the job done at the end of the day. So you got to respect the man at the end of the day.
But if we're being honest, too, in 2016, do people like forget how he torched the Packers to get to the Super Bowl?
Well, they don't care.
He embarrassed that team. He made them look like
I believe we
rookies.
played them twice that season. So in the playoffs and in the regular season.
Yeah, he did a comeback for that game. Muhammad Sanu to end the game. Julio only had 3 catches for 27 yards. People forget that. It's games that happen like that.
Say that again. Say it again for the people in the back.
In 2016, we played the Packers twice. The first game, Julio Jones had 3 receptions for 27 yards. We scored 30-something points that game. Taylor Gabriel scored on there. Muhammad Sanu killed them. Matt Ryan ate up and still had a phenomenal game without Julio Jones. Now, I ain't going to lie to you. The championship game, Julio Jones did kill them. I can't. But Matt Ryan made a lot of plays that game as well. Like, people got to realize that it's a team effort to get to that Super Bowl. Every QB don't make it to the goddamn Super Bowl, guys. I hate to be the better of bad news, but every QB will not make it to the Super Bowl. A lot of QBs don't make it to the playoffs. People forget that. It's not that easy.
I mean, you look at your boy Tony Romo. He was one of those guys that barely made it to the playoffs.
And they praise him like he a Hall of Famer.
They put the Hall of Fame jacket on his ass. See, but that goes to the point that we're saying. Like, we can criticize a quarterback for not having a Super Bowl or a quarterback that's winning a lot of Super Bowls, but if you don't put the credit on the team aspect of it, you're only looking at half the story. Just like we said about Tampa Bay. Tom Brady did not play well in that Super Bowl. That defense. Let me read it for the people in the back.
Man, that shit was like the Goodyear blimp, them football, them damn balls he was throwing up in the damn air. Man, that shit was floating for 15 years.
And even the game before that to get there, he threw 3 picks versus the Packers.
In the second half, of the game, he was choking the game away, and ain't nobody had nothing to say about it because they won. And that's the problem with a lot of the fans. All they care about is the end result. They don't care how you play. When we talk about, well, how did Matt Ryan play in the Super Bowl, they can care less if he threw for 1,000 yards in that game. All they gonna come down to is, well, did he win? Well, did he win? That's all they gonna say.
Or somebody here said he freezes up when it counts. Fuck them stats. Let me say something to you, bro. You right. He doesn't have the Super Bowl. But you do realize the Super Bowl is one game, right?
I mean,
Nick Foles won the Super Bowl MVP, for God's sake.
How do you freeze up when your team literally gave up 27 points in a quarter? Like,
and that was his first Super Bowl, and he damn near played phenomenal. Just imagine if he actually won the Super Bowl. That was his first Super Bowl. For him to actually do that over Tom Brady, you outplayed Tom Brady in the Super Bowl.
You outplayed
your first Super Bowl.
Okay.
That man had one good quarter.
Yeah. Hold on, wait. Let me say this. Hold on, Kstlyz. Hold on. Let's get this out first. All right. I want to debunk the narrative that he choked in the second half of the ball. All right. This is going to debunk the idea that he did not get the job done. When you look at the second half of that game, the Falcons only had possessed the ball, I believe it was 3 or 4 times the entire fourth quarter. They controlled the clock the entire fourth quarter. Okay? Go back and watch the game. He did not have an opportunity to choke it away. So the idea that he didn't score, you got to have the dang on ball.
Hold on. Let me say something just to help that debunk. Because remember, we did a show like this a couple weeks ago, and I rewatched that whole entire Super Bowl. I'm gonna ask a lot of the Falcons fans, have y'all really went back and watched that Super Bowl?
No.
No. I'm waiting to see. I get some yeses or nos in the comment section. Yes or no? Have y'all actually went back and watched that Super Bowl?
They haven't.
I'm waiting. I'm waiting on them. Okay, so I did it on the show last time. If you looked at the Falcons' last 3 possessions, two of those possessions was in field goal range. What happened in those possessions? I'm gonna ask people that. What happened in those possessions?
They don't want to know. They don't want to know. They don't want to know.
You're talking to some new Falcons fans and some old ones, so it's gonna be a little slow.
No. Somebody gonna say, but we still lost. That's all they care about. We lost the game.
No. But like I said, this is what I'm saying though. I want y'all to do some homework. I want y'all to go look at the last 3-4 possessions of that Super Bowl. Because I spent a whole weekend looking at this. You had out of those 3 possessions, let me count them, 3 possessions. 2 of them was in field goal range. They lost field position because of penalties. That's one thing. Devontae Freeman missed a block on another one.
Touchdown. That was a touchdown.
So you could say he got sacked, but even when he got sacked, they were still in field goal range.
How they get there?
You gotta look how they get there. Because like you said, even if he got sacked in the Super Bowl, they were still in field goal range. But what happened when they were right there? Those holding calls, the false starts, knocked them out of field goal range. And you gotta remember, when you're put in a 3rd and 20 situation, the defense already know what you're going to do. The other aspect you need to look at is James White caught 15 passes. That's a Super Bowl record for receptions in the Super Bowl. James White caught 15 passes. What does that tell you?
Dump off the whole game.
They dinked and dumped the Falcons in the second half. So everybody can put it all on Matt Ryan, but at the end of the day, you have to look at the whole totality. See, the reason they don't want to look at the whole totality because it goes against their narrative of, I want Matt Ryan out here so badly. That's the narrative. That's the narrative of the AJCs. That's the narrative of Fox Sports. That's the narrative of certain guys that be doing here, like you said, the D. Orlando Ledbetters. You got certain guys like Terrence Moore and all them folks like that. They don't want Matt Ryan here in Atlanta for any reason, because Michael Vick is what they want. Now, people talking about I'm gonna be traumatized if I go back and watch the game. Hey, I sat through a whole weekend and watched it twice. I'm fine. I was drunk as hell, but I was fine.
But that goes on to what we were saying. That's what goes on. The narrative that Matt Ryan choked it away. You can't choke anything away if you don't have the opportunity. The time of possession in the second half, I think they had, like I said, I think they may have 5 possessions in the entire, the entire second half. Maybe 5 possessions.
Yeah. They had 4 possessions. About 4 possessions in the second half.
And that tells you everything. That tells you everything. That tells you everything that you need to know. The fact that he blew the game, like how you got to have opportunities to be able to blow a game. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, that's where it all come down to, man. We got to stop with these narratives, and it's up to platforms like this to teach and tell people these things that they may not know, because we got guys and the D. Orlando Ledbetters and a lot of the content creators, not just him, not to point him out, single him out. Like, it's just like I said, people are not informed. They feel as though that Matt Ryan just did it, and they don't have nobody puts the information out that say, look, the Falcons only had the ball 2-3 times in the fourth quarter. That's it.
Right.
That's not enough to get anything going. And then, like you said, we had the ball in scoring position, and we decided we wanted to damn pass the ball. You feel me?
Yep.
What you got, Rod? Rod look like he depressed over there, boy.
I was going to answer your question about, what do you think, the new regime would be? I think Arthur Smith and them already got it figured out. And I think they're going to go back to the well-balanced offense that we've known since since Matt Ryan came into the league up into like 2013 and 14, because that's when we started to get like the different offensive coordinators and the head coach and the whole coaching staff change. Because I think, well, I know for a fact back then when we had Michael Turner, you know, he's right behind Kstlyz. When we had Michael Turner, we were more like a run, even though we had like Roddy White, Julio, Tony Gonzalez. Don't get me wrong, like we were still like, we could still pass whenever the hell we want, but we were still like a run first team. Because even then, like when, you know, Michael Turner started to slow down eventually, that's when we could like, you know, pass the ball. Even then, Matt Ryan wasn't throwing that much as he's throwing now. He wasn't throwing a whole lot back then. That's why I was like, I'm hoping it's going to be a bit of a balance. And I'm sure they probably watched old tape and say like, okay, look, we bring in Mike Davis. That's somewhat similar like a Michael Turner. May not be exactly, but hey, look, we're going to run it down people's throats. And we're going to bring more bit of a balance how they used to run it. Where, hey, we still got Calvin Ridley. We still got Pitts. We still got we still got a bunch of weapons. We still got a bunch of weapons still. So we still going to have the ability to throw the ball whenever, but we're still going to be a run first heavy team. I think the main objective what they're trying to do as far as keeping Matt Ryan, you know, longevity, because I still think he has plenty more years to play. They're gonna limit him throwing a whole lot, because these past couple seasons he's been throwing a little too much. And it's been proven, because look at the running backs that we had over the years. When Devontae Freeman started to slow down, guess what he had to do? We had to throw that ball, keep throwing it. Guess who we had before that? Steven Jackson, another burnt out running back from the Rams. He couldn't get the job done. He only had like 500, 600, 7 yards, rushing yards. So guess what? Matt Ryan had to still sling that ball, keep throwing. So I think they're going to try to limit on how much he throws this season. I think that's what they're really going to try to work on, because that should be a goal, because he shouldn't be throwing as much as he should be throwing, especially when we're in big leads as we've been in the past, you know, couple seasons. And then all of a sudden we're blowing leads and he's still got to throw the ball just to, you know, keep up. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a whole lot on him. And it's wearing down on that arm. So, you know, we got to go back to that balance. We got to go back to that 2008, 2012 memo and just run the ball and have him throw a lot less. It's stats. Go, like I said, we always talk about his stats. Go look it up. From 2008, from 2012, he's been throwing a little bit less because we had a running game that was so fluent. Because Michael Turner, when he came in the league, or not came in the league, but when he came to Atlanta from the Chargers, his first season, he had like almost 1,700 yards. Matt Ryan didn't have to do that much. So it's like, y'all just got to look it up, you know. Go ahead, KSTYLZ.
I got something for y'all here. Remember when we used to, like you just said about Matt Ryan and Michael Turner, the burner, and running the ball, right? Do you know what would help him get to where he need to get back at? I just looked some stuff up. Did you know in them playoff years, the tight ends and the running backs have averaged in each of those years almost 125 receptions for 1,230 yards? Running backs, tight ends, receiving. Because if you look back at the Super Bowl year, Tevin Coleman and Devontae Freeman had 85 receptions combined for over 800 and some yards. Just those two. So it's not so much as him throwing the ball. That's the problem. The problem is we don't get the running backs.
Yeah, you just don't get the running.
Okay, we back.
Yeah, you're good.
Okay. And to the real zero chill, I hear him talking about his Panthers. We still whooping that ass this year anyway. So don't think we ain't seen that. But go ahead. I did want to make that point right quick.
No, you're right. That's all I gotta say about that. I don't know if GGG just posted Matt Ryan's record, but it says 116 wins, 74 losses. I don't know if that's Matt Ryan's stats. I don't know what stat that is, but I think when I was talking about Matt Ryan and all that, I think that's what he was referring to.
Yeah, I didn't see it. Is he already got it up here like that?
Yeah, it already passed already, but yeah, that's all I gotta say about that. I just think we can go back to the more balanced, the real balanced offense. That's what I'm hoping.
Right.
Well, I don't necessarily agree with it being balanced. The real issue is coaching. You can have 500, passing yards, passing attempts, and 500 rushing attempts, but if you got it all in the same, like in the first half of the season, like if you passed the ball more than you ran the ball, and then towards the end of the year you ran the ball more than you passed the ball, like that right there is balance. I think that's what the Falcons have missed. It's not so much that Matt Ryan passing the ball a lot. It's just like he always has to pass the ball when we need to come back. Like we're always behind.
Yeah.
So he always I think it's more so coaching when you should pass the ball. Like we rely on him all the time to bring us back in games instead of just staying out of those situations. So like that's what we mean by having the right coaching. Because like under Dirk Cutter, when we down, Matt Ryan has to, and we're down most of the time, so he has to throw the ball a lot more. So I think it's more so, having, that creativity. And like even when Kstlyz brought up the numbers as far as like there's no difference between the the passing attempts and the pass receptions with the tight ends and the running backs. It's not so much the numbers. Like at the end of the year, everybody has close to similar numbers. But the difference is that when are those numbers when you're down versus you're up? And I think that's what the Falcons are missing. Like you can't consistently have Matt Ryan in those high pressure moments. Like we need that defense to be able to, take the pressure off him and take the pressure off him, to be honest. Like that's really what it comes down to. We always depend on Matt Ryan to bring us, to get us out of those situations when we just need to stay out of the damn situation just by having a damn defense.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Hey, I'm about to say your boy Mark 504 talking about us choking and shit. If I remember correctly, we didn't ask for no petition to replay a game.
He been talking reckless through this whole night. I've been just laughing at him. But
wait a minute. Yeah, go ahead.
Mike, not saying 500 attempts is bad for Matt Ryan. I think that's actually pretty solid for him. It's just when he gets over the 600 attempts, it's kind of like, okay, this is a bit much.
That's not true. Like that's what I'm saying. It matters when you're getting those, because if you're up, like let's just say, like if the game is close and you constantly have to rely on him, those attempts are going to look much worse than versus when like I said, in the first, let's say in the first 5 games, you run the ball well and then your running back get hurt. You know what I'm saying? You pass the ball 300 in the first 8 games, and then your running back end up getting hurt, and then you got to pass the ball a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? Versus you got 600, 900 attempts in the entire season. So like it matters when when you're able to pass the ball versus having those complete numbers. Like that's why I say numbers can lie, you got to look at when you're getting. That's what the coaching comes in their hand because.
Yep, I was getting ready. Yep, that'd be coaching too because it's like at times you don't really need the freaking passes. You could just run it.
Exactly. That's exactly what I'm getting. That's exactly because we've seen Matt Ryan like we up like 2-3 scores in the fourth quarter, and then we like wondering why the hell is that brother not handing the ball off to why all of a sudden not in the game right now? Like he's not even in the damn game. You got running backs and you started passing the damn ball. Like those are the things we're talking about coaching and being able to use, guys like Dejan not like why Dejan not in certain situations where he's shown that he's a good run defender. And then we have run defense situations and you don't have the guys. So it's coaching in those moments that matters. What gets these players, get the most out of these players. So that's what we mean by that. So numbers can't lie. Okay, numbers can't lie.
Right.
Elementary football, situational awareness. We continuously talk about that year in and year out. That's the reason we won 4 games last year. Because all of them games, mainly we lost early in the season against the Bears, against the Lions, where we scored a touchdown and lost the game, where we could have kneeled and kicked the field goal to win the game. Situational awareness. Not picking up the football on onside kicks, not knowing that you can touch the football. It's a live football. That's coaching. That's not players. That's not on the players. And we continuously talk about this year in and year out. And that's why I say this is going to be a playoff team this year. This Falcons team in year 1 under Arthur Smith, and you heard Drew say it first, and you guys can write it down, keep the receipts. I said it. This Falcons team will be a playoff team in year 1. And the reason I say that, unless Matt Ryan, knock on wood, go down with a serious injury, because there is a caveat with what I'm saying. But if Matt Ryan is the starting quarterback for 16 games, he's upright. And as long as Arthur Smith don't do a Bobby Petrino and leave in the middle of the night, we're going to be in the playoffs this year.
Right.
Mark it down. I said we're going to be at least a wild card team because we're not going to lose those 8 games that we lost last season, as Kstlyz talked about, for 1 possession game. We're going to win those games. What y'all were talking about, throwing the ball when you should be running the clock out because we have the lead. All of those games we lost last year, mainly we had the lead. In the Super Bowl, we had a 28-3 lead. We had a 99.9 chance to win the game.
It's funny now.
Yeah, the reason we lost the game is because we didn't hand the ball. We could have literally kneeled the ball, punted. Kneeled the ball.
And how many games we could have done that, honestly, and turn those losses to wins?
We could have literally did that in the Super Bowl and won the game. What ended up happening? Freeman misses. We should have been running the ball anyway, but Freeman running play action, runs out for a pass instead of blocking. What happened? Zeus Hightower, strip sack fumble. They get the ball on like our 20 or 30 yard line in scoring range where you could have drained more clock. All you had to do, run the ball, punt it, continue to make them go 80, 70 plus yards. It wasn't enough time for them to come back. We lost that game because of coaching, not understanding clock management, situational awareness, point blank in the period.
I miss everything. My baby, she's not feeling good. Let's pray it's nothing. But I'm feeling fine, Reggie. I'm good. It's my birthday still. It's my birthday month. My birthday was June 4th, and I'm celebrating.
Y'all know how the ladies do. They party the whole month.
Yeah, we party the whole month. So if y'all want to cash app or donate, I appreciate it.
We'll show some love to Miss Maggie T.
Yeah, but I got a little sick baby right about now, so I had to go take care of that. But what I miss, we getting ready to come on a 2-hour production. Are we wrapping it up or what I miss?
No, I was just gonna bring up said if you know any Saints fans that talking shit, all you gotta do is bring up the petition that they tried to sue the NFL over that championship game. Then make sure y'all look that up.
Man, look.
I'm glad. I'm mad. I'm not on my other laptop because boy, I had the paperwork and everything on there. I gotta download it over here. We're getting ready for the games this
Man,
year.
ain't nobody thinking about no damn Saints, man.
No, I just I'm just trying to get your boy Marco 5, Maggie's crush is in here talking shit.
Well, he gonna calm
Still
down
no
a little
more.
bit because she back on the screen now because he was acting the fool. Since you've been gone, he been acting the fool.
Oh yeah. He talking about sit your father. Boy, motherfucker, you couldn't even count the 10 cent, motherfucker. You gotta get your ass on somewhere.
We ain't gonna go there. We ain't gonna go there.
I'm not even entertaining. He been going bug wild this whole time tonight.
I guess he got time today, people. So
everybody got kung fu fighting.
Let's go ahead and I guess let's do our last minutes, people. Let's get on out of here because we're getting around to go on 2 hours, and I know people got to get up and go to work in the morning. But this is the last of that Julio Jones talk, though. Like, I'm done. I'm tired of it. Which for me it is. You can continue. He ain't Atlanta Falcons no more. So what's the point of talking about him?
They still gonna bring it up.
Oh yeah, but it's finally over.
It's over.
Now he can go to Tennessee and hide in the mountains. Okay, but hey, man, I guess we'll just get into the last takes for everybody. Kstyle, you want to go, bro?
Oh, like I said, at the end of the day, we just appreciate everybody tuning in, regardless of who your affiliation is with, because this is what Atlanta Falcon Nation is about. Main thing is nobody's disrespectful. Like I said, you make sure you follow everybody's handles. I know they're gonna plug their own stuff, but I want to have the courtesy to plug everybody else's stuff too. So you got Mad Mike Sports. I know most of y'all following him. You got Utah Sports all the way on the other side of the screen. Y'all make sure y'all follow that. Miss Maggie T, that's the Atlanta Hawks queen down there. Ain't no other woman doing Hawks content but her. Make sure y'all follow her. And if y'all on Twitch, you see the guy right below me, Mr. J Rock for Life, the Twitch God, the Twitch gamer. You got whatever you need. And make sure you follow Just Kstlyz. 6 away from 300. 706 from 1,000. You know how we do it. We're taking it one day at a time.
Absolutely. What you got? Ju?
I just want to thank everybody for tuning in tonight. As always, your boy Ju Talk Sports. Go over and hit that like, subscribe button. AFN, Mad Mike Sports, everybody on the panel. Twisted Torch TV, who was on earlier with us. Y'all go hit that like, subscribe button. Wednesday night, you guys know I had my first What's the Word Dirty Bird episode 2 coming this Wednesday night. We're going to be talking about not just Julio Jones, but we said we kind of done with talking about Julio Jones, but we're going to talk about the results, meaning y'all think Julio Jones is going to be able to win a championship in Tennessee, and will the Falcons be able to win a championship without Julio Jones? That's going to be the topic that we're going to be talking about, or one of the topics we're going to be hitting on, because that's what Julio Jones stated. He wants to win. So do you guys think he's going to be able to win? That's something for you guys to think about for the next 2 days before I have my show. Personally, I'm just going to give y'all a little tidbit. I don't see it happening. I don't see Julio Jones. I don't see Julio Jones winning the Super Bowl, but we're going to see. We're going to see. But with that being said, you guys continue to tune in. We got a lot more content coming for you guys. We appreciate you guys always tuning in here. We're going to give you guys the stats, the facts, and the truth in that positive Atlanta Falcons talk. With that being said, I'm going to kick it over to J-Rock.
Real quick, Toxic Falcon, I did see you type in what's my Twitch. I'm going to drop everything in the chat. I do appreciate you guys watching and tuning in. Make sure you guys follow everybody, like and subscribe to everybody on this panel. Make sure you guys also follow Atlanta Falcon Nation on Twitch, not just myself, but follow. I did see somebody that was on Twitch. They typed in here, but appreciate you tuning in. Make sure you guys follow that channel. I'm going to drop my channel, my gaming channel, and Atlanta Falcon Nation's channel, and then make sure you guys follow the Discord. I'm dropping all the good links in the chat. So make sure you guys join Discord, follow me on my gaming channel, and then follow Atlanta Falcon Nation on Twitch as well. Who my Pat Mike?
Hey, hell, you know, I'm still Curry. I shoot that bitch from left field. It don't matter to me. As a matter of fact, why I just said that, I'm gonna do this. I was gonna, plug the Falcon stuff, but let me dribble between my legs. Hey, I gotta shout these boys out, man. This is what happens when you don't give the underdogs the proper respect of being players. This is what happens when you ignore and you bully people that you thought that wasn't no good. This is the results that you get. And you still, all right, even though I saw the little punk tweet, the little punk comment that Ben Simmons had. Talking about, I just want to beat up the little guy. Like, if they let me, I'm going to beat him up. Like, that, y'all trying everything to, like, pick on a guy. Why? Because he's smaller than you? He's just a damn baller when it comes down to it. Y'all trying to get physical. Y'all trying to, like, what y'all trying to do? Y'all trying to bully the guy. And that's not basketball. Like, that's why, the Detroit, the Pistons, their style of play wasn't, it's rightfully banned because it's not even about basketball. Y'all just hate the man just to be hating him. And Trey out there balling. He's smiling in your face. He dribbling. He nutmegging you. He's shooting threes from half court. He look, y'all thinking trapping him is gonna work, and that crap don't work. So now y'all trying to bully him. Y'all trying to bully him. So the fact of the matter is, y'all got your butts whooped, and you just have to deal with it. Y'all thought the Hawks was a joke, and this is what happened. The Hawks ran y'all out of your own freaking your own hometown. Like we're talking about, we went up there and put them up. Had them dudes down 20 points. Had them down 20 points. 20 freaking points. And your home, you're the number one seed. So all this hating on Trey, I don't even know why y'all hating on the dude. Because he's talking, that's what you're supposed to do in basketball is talk crap. So I just got to give a shout out to these Hawks. Bogey, John Collins is growing up before mine. And y'all know I've been critical of him. John Collins balling. Clint Capella going up against the best center in the league and Joel Embiid. He playing some nice defense. So when it all comes down to it, the Falcons could be in the very same boat. Nobody is giving the Falcons any type of love, no type of respect. And the last time that happened, even the fans gave up on them. They said, oh, the Falcons weren't going to do anything. I've even heard people say they're going to win one game because they got rid of Julio Jones. So when I'm telling you, when you start bullying people, you start bullying teams, you don't give them a shot, this is what happens. You get a Trey Young busting your ass. And I'm telling you, NFL right now, y'all keep disrespecting the Falcons. You disrespecting Matt Ryan. He going to bust y'all ass, and y'all going to see our ass in the Super Bowl, and you really going to be hurt. So that's all I got to say about that, man. Check us out, Atlanta Falcons Nation. All right, on our way to 2K. And that's all I got to say about that. Miss Maggie, what you want to do?
I got pretty much, y'all already on, shouted out all the channels, subscribe to everybody. Atlanta Falcons Nation, please get us to 2K before the season. That's what I really want. I truly want 2K before we get to the season, because guess what? We finna have all kinds of, all the donations that's been coming in. We ain't forgot about y'all. We bringing it back for the season. We're going to do some prizes. We're going to have guests on Friday nights. Just get that in your head. Friday nights is for the fans. Any other day, we don't do it. So just always remember, Friday Night Madness is our day that we allow the fans to come on and show their appreciation. So hit me up with that link of my email and message me. That's how we're going to properly get on the show from now on, because look, we be having looking like the Brady Bunch with everybody on here. We be having drunk folks on the show. It'd be a whole mockery when we have Friday night. So we're gonna control it a little bit better. You gotta properly request to be on, okay? Other than that, look, we appreciate all our fans though, for real. I've been seeing y'all shouting us out, but let's be respectful as well. I know y'all on other content creator stuff, but you know what I'm saying? Just be careful with that. We appreciate it, but look, we don't need no advertisement. We are Atlanta Falcons Nation. We are the nation, pretty much. So we appreciate y'all loyalty, though. You know, but that's all I got to say on this one. Guess we're just gonna go ahead and end, and I gotta go take care of my baby girl. What you got, KSTYLZ?
I'm gonna make this one quick. Max Kellerman is on some bullshit now. Did y'all hear what he said today? This dude said Luka Doncic is the best basketball player in the world.
I wouldn't say in the world, but
I think he's the most complete. He is the most complete player in the world. Like I don't think it's Kawhi. Like I don't disagree with that. I think Luka, he just doesn't he hasn't learned. He's like Trey right now. He hasn't learned how to close games. Like I don't think there's anybody better than Luka right now. Even LeBron. I think LeBron is pretty much he's still on his own. Like I think he's still on his own little I'm LeBron type of issue. But I agree.
But here's the thing: he didn't base it on skill. This is what I'm getting at. He wasn't basing it on skill. He just said it was the fact that everybody was hurt.
I don't even know what that means.
Yeah, I was getting ready to say what.
So he was saying since Kevin Durant's been hurt this year, LeBron's been hurt this year, Russell Westbrook's been hurt this year, that automatically makes Luka Doncic the best player in the world.
I see where he's going. I actually agree. He's the best player because everybody's been hurt. I can kind of see where he's going with that. But hey, man, I'm Team Trey. Fuck it, forget everybody else. I'm Team Trey. That's where I'm at.
Yeah, right.
I don't care about nobody else.
Hey, but I'm just gonna leave it at like this.
Because basketball is a whole nother beast. It's up for interpretation, even more so than football. Like you can say anybody the best in the league. So like it really is just up for interpretation, man. Like I said, I think Trey. I think Trey is up there.
I'll tell you something like this. Trey needed to keep playing the damn villain. You see the background? You see that floater right there? You see that floater? You see that floater?
Trey didn't know the background.
Floater.
I love it. Like what this fan's saying is half the team was hurt. But guess what?
Oh, look.
They navigated right through that. And it was no excuse because we had a lot of players out. It was still a game that we had to play, and everybody stepped up when they needed to. So we got there how we should have. And now that everybody's healthy, they could really be scared of the Hawks.
Yeah.
Hey, look at the comment. It said, Quavo, please leave Trey alone.
Please, leave him alone. Quavo, all the amigos, get away. Stay away from our Atlanta.
They need to be banned. They need to be banned from all Atlanta sporting events. We ain't gonna have no.
Damn, that's how you feel for real.
Oh yeah. Because just saying, as soon as they get caught up with that, they just be celebrities and divas and stuff. We don't need no Trey Young, the diva.
We don't need another Julio. That's what he's saying.
Exactly. Once Julio started hanging out with them, everything changed.
Julio in videos and everything. Like
I'm about to say Quavo couldn't even keep his own woman in check. He don't need to be around these damn basketball players.
On that note, let's go ahead and wrap it up. Check out Jew Talk Sports show on Wednesday on AFN and Jew Talk Sports channel. What the word, Dirty Bird. And of course, depending on what happens, we may or may not be back Tuesday night. But if not, check it out Wednesday. And we out of here, people. Hit that subscribe, like, share, everything. Get us to 2K. Like I said, we appreciate you guys. Some donations, we got you. We're coming back with some prizes and giveaways for the season. Because guess what? New regime, baby. It's time to get going. Let's talk about it. Who's the next man up? Let's go. But peace, people. And the Hawks play tomorrow, y'all. Let's get it. And we out.